So we've just done a quick run through Leeds up to the junction with the Leeds and Liverpool Canal and back again, and we're coming back down through Leeds Riverlock. I think it's called Leeds Riverlock. Overlooked by a whole bunch of armour. One of these days I need to steal one of those guns. I don't think that's a good idea, Michael. I don't know, I like the idea of having like a good, you know... You want a cannon on the front of the boat? Yeah. Maybe a quarter-pounder? It always makes me laugh. I look so serious when I'm doing locks. Well, every time you go into the lock, well, I mean, you know, it's not every time, but like, it's like just go slow. Uh-huh. I'll do it again. I don't say that every time. I haven't said that for ages. So we're just leaving the river lock here. And this is the first set of bottom gates. And then the lock chamber opens up and there's another set of lock gates. So you can actually still get really long boats through this section. I don't know why I didn't go onto the lock landing. I made you climb down the ladder. Sorry.
Hi, George.
So we're not in the red, so that's reassuring. Only just.
Just barely in the yellow.
So yeah, here's the other lock gates. Yeah, I'm not sure where all that foam came from. It was all around our boat as well. As far as I can tell, that's the people of Leeds getting rid of excess stuff. Guinness.
Morning!
Pretty good.
Yeah, we just wanted to go through Leeds.
Yeah.
Again, that's the mooring we were on. It's quite funny when you set off at dawn, especially on a weekday, and there's all these commuters kind of making their way to work, and we're off for a piece. And there's an example of one of the big boats that can use the Aire and Calder, although that one seems to have seen better days.
Yeah, but see, that's why I want a quarter-pounder cannon.
There's big boats to fight.
Yeah, just broadside them.
Oh my God.
To the bottom, you bastard! I don't know, in my mind, it's like, I don't think there ever actually was a quarter-pounder gun, but the idea of shooting small hamburgers at people does seem a little bit hilarious to me.
So this is obviously one of the old warehouses that has been converted into flats. These look like new apartments that have gone up.
This whole basin, I don't actually...
This is a river.
Yeah, well, no, but there's this great big building beside us there. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, it really widens out, so yeah, that's what you mean by the basin.
And like they need to turn that into some sort of residential area or something for me, because I was walking on the other side of it and it's really not in great condition.
Oh, really? Something needs to happen to it then.
It seems like it was some great big industrial space, and the industry left at some point, and it's just never been
left.
Yeah, it's just never turned into anything else.
George wants to get back on the boat, you don't let him.
No, we'll drag him forward. And then he anchored there because he didn't want to go any further again.
Oh, George.
Remember the problem is he wants to get on the boat because he's tired of walking, but he doesn't want to be on the boat when it's moving through the lock. So
he's got a lot better, actually, especially if you let him like look out the back. Yeah, I think because he's deaf, he can't hear the noises, so it's not as distressing
as he used to be. Because he used to just go bonkers inside the locks, especially these big concrete ones with all the flow.
Yeah.
Say again?
When I open the gate, you're going to come out and there's several rowers out there. The landing is on the left, but there's a bunch of small boats rowing.
Okay, there's a gap between the gates. It looks like it might be down.
I know, I've been holding the boat down for a minute.
I think at this stage we haven't decided how far we're going today. So,
do we ever decide how far we're going?
Yeah. Usually you just don't tell me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like quite often we find ourselves in a situation where it's like, I think we decided we'd go to this place here, but we seem to have skipped right past it and gone several more miles. Where are we now?
I think the sun's in my eyes. I don't think I can see even where the lock landing is. It's so funny, when I turn around, when I reverse and I actually physically turn around, I lose all ability to steer the boat and to go backwards and forwards.
It's that whole the other way.
Like when I turn around like that, I'm like...
Which direction do I go now?
I think I'm reversing, but really I'm going forward. It's quite funny. I do it all the time.
To be fair, a lot of people do that. Like, I think a large portion of the reason why a lot of people have problems reversing narrowboats is they do that.
They turn around.
They turn around and the tiller just doesn't make any sense anymore. Yeah.
I actually go to the front of the boat now because there's all these rowing boats out, which is fine and great, but the visibility because of the low sun is really bad, so I don't think you can see them very well.
No, I don't remember them being there at all. I'm glad I didn't just sort of creep through much. It's entirely possible, because I was sunblind for a large portion of the beginning of this. It's entirely possible I didn't actually know they were there.
So this is Thwaite Mills Industrial Museum, and we've never actually managed to stop here, and we don't stop here again.
Is it kind of like the old Black Country Museum?
I have no idea, because I've never been.
Yeah.
I know there's permanent mooring. A lot of these are permanent moorings, but there are some visitor moorings, so missed the opportunity again.
Both of the times we've been here, I seem to remember it being filled when we arrived.
Well, it's such a short hop to Leeds, and our destination will always be Leeds, and then when we leave Leeds, we want to go for more than like...
Just that tiny little hop.
Always exciting to see a boat. Especially when they wave.
I don't remember these boats either, so I think I was a bit out of it then.
Yeah, I think it was another bad mental health day.
Yeah.
This probably was a bad mental health month. So.
Yeah, that was a bad mental health year.
Don't know why I just laughed. Not funny. But George looks cute, so...
He does. He always does. Both he and you are big boosts to my issues. The weather, though, is one of the things
so
that
much.
does not help a lot.
Back under the M1 and back under Concrete Bridge. It's very ugly.
Still don't know why they call it Concrete Bridge.
Whereas the scenery is just stunning, especially in the morning lights. It's just really beautiful.
So you want them to go back and make Concrete Bridge prettier?
No, I don't really care. So this is Fish Pond Lock.
See, the naming schemes. Like, why was it Concrete Bridge and this is Fish Pond Lock?
Well, I assumed there was a fish pond.
But not in the lock.
Well, no, but...
It's not made of fish pond. The bridge was made of concrete, so we call it Concrete Bridge. This was made of concrete.
How do you know there wasn't a fish pond here before there was a lock?
But there isn't a fish pond still.
No.
See, if Concrete Bridge had been made out of steel, but called Concrete Bridge because it was referencing the previous concrete bridge, then maybe there would be a reason to do... I don't know. It's like the naming schemes. If you're going to give something a name... Give it an evocative name, give it a historical name, name it after a person. Don't name it after what it's made of. Because otherwise it's like, okay, here we are. There's plastic boat, and here's...
Steel boat.
Steel boat, and here's...
Brick lock.
Another... This is steel boat 2, and here's steel boat 3, and here's steel boat 4, and here's fiberglass. There's mussel duck.
Do you remember what happened here?
No, what happened here?
I left the keys and...
Oh, yeah, and we had to go all the way back.
Yeah, and we had to reverse back because while the navigation's wide, it wasn't quite wide enough. So we had to reverse back and then turn and then run and get the keys and then come all the way back.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Wasn't?
No, it really wasn't. That was one of those.
So we lost about half an hour to... Luckily, it was only a mile back.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
And the keys were just sitting there in the lock when I went back. Oh, and this is the pretty lock where they look after the garden, although I don't know what Olaf the snowman's doing.
Isn't Olaf the snowman doing what Olaf the snowman always does?
I don't know what he does, I don't...
Melting.
Anyway, poor George is only just getting his breakfast.
We just completely forgot, didn't we?
No, I think it was too early. I think he was still asleep when we left.
It is nice to see the blue reflections.
Of the not blue sky.
Yeah.
There's really lovely lighting.
This day, the day before when we went up, a couple of days before, it was so grey and so sad. And then this day was actually a little bit more cheerful and nice. And it's amazing what just a little bit of sun coming through the clouds can do.
I agree.
It's not to warm you up, though. It did not warm us up. I remember that. That sun up there, it's blinding, but not hot.
So I think this is Lemon Road Lock, and I think we were quite nervous about whether the gates were going to open, but the sensor worked, and we went straight through.
Yeah, somebody got the little toilet bubble thing.
So even that dark, like, lock is really pretty with the sunshine on the
You get the
brick.
feeling that that riser bar has been pulled on a little bit.
And now we're back on the river after being on the cut, and we can ride the flow all the way down to Castleford Junction.
Yes, where we again need to make damn sure we don't continue to Castleford.
So we're just coming up to Castleford Junction. Is it called Castleford Junction?
I don't know. Castleford Junction.
And it's a four-way junction.
Technically, it's a three-way junction with one really big exit.
Yeah, you don't want to take.
That's the weir. And when I was in Castleford, I got to walk across the footbridge there, the Millennium Bridge, and down below the Millennium Bridge, you can see what happens if you get the weir thing wrong.
So there's the signpost. So the straight ahead is the weir.
Yeah, straight ahead is death. To the left is
Castleford Junction.
Castleford
The
itself.
floodlock.
And then to the right is
Where we go.
Calder and Pebble.
Which is where we're going. You might not even be able to hear us because it's quite windy.
The important thing here is to absolutely make sure we don't go straight. It's really surprising just how tight this junction is.
Yeah, let me take George.
So that's the weir.
Yeah, don't go that way.
That's
Oh,
the floodlock.
we're leaning.
That's the direction you definitely don't want to go.
It looks quite friendly.
This is Calder and Pebble. And that's Leeds.
And the floodlock has got its gates closed today. When we came through, they were open.
Yeah. And see how much we've just slowed down?
Yeah.
We're still at full rev, so we're barely moving now.
So it might be a slow trip to Stanley Ferry.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years since we've done this section.
Yeah.
Can't even remember when we did it. We've only done it once.
The something of 3 lots.
Figure of 3. No, we haven't. Been there
Oh, yeah, no, we only went through it once because it was shut down.
Then it's shut, yeah. But
We've been through the general region, but
we've
we haven't
been through
that.
Cooper Bridge Junction.
Yeah. We haven't gotten nearly as much use out of our hands by
But that's one good reason to come back.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy the hand spike.
No, it's a pain. It's really not the most pleasant thing to have to use. But yeah, so it's been a bit of an adventure coming down. Nice weather for it, although cold. It's
Really cold, yeah.
All the bundling, but it's been sunny all morning. We've been facing south, of course, which means the sun's been in our eyes most of the morning, but now
it's-
it'll be off to the side, keeping us a little bit warm.
So this isn't New Waterway, but it kind of feels like it is because I don't remember it at all.
Well, and also last time we were here, it wasn't flooded.
I can't even remember which way we did it.
Last time we got to that corner, we went to Leeds and went over to Leeds and Liverpool.
Yeah, we didn't come back.
And it wasn't long after we came through here that the lock with the funny name broke.
Figure of 3, yeah.
Figure of 3.
Oh, because we felt so lucky that we'd been through. Yeah, it's like
we
maybe
couldn't go back.
it was like a matter of weeks, and then it was out for a year. That's a lovely bloke. Look at that one.
Which one?
The one with the yellow funnel.
Oh, yeah. For sale. Greystoke. I like Greystoke.
Methley Bridge Chandlery, Greystoke. Let's look that one up.
I wonder what happened to Greystoke.
Well, I think we tried to find it online, but we couldn't. We failed. So we didn't buy it.
So somebody must have bought it already.
Also, we said this was the Calder and Hebble, but it's actually the Wakefield branch of the Aire and Calder navigation.
Nevertheless, by the time anybody has even made it this far in the video, we'll already have several comments correcting us. So, we are behind the times.
Beautiful bridge. The brickwork built on the sphere is amazing.
According to this, it is a dismantled railway. Bridge number 9.
So many dismantled railway bridges.
Railway disused. Bridge 9, railway disused.
Now, which arch do you go through here is the question.
The lock is just after the next bridge. Or
Oh.
not the next bridge, sorry, the one after the next bridge. We come through this bridge, and then we've got maybe 500 meters before the lock,
Okay.
and then it looks like we've got a mile to the next lock.
I think it's telling you to go through the left-hand arch, but I'm not really sure.
You know, the irritating thing is one way or another.
Yeah, left-hand arch.
Does it actually say left-hand?
It's a big arrow.
Because it appears to be that there's an arrow on both.
Yeah, I know, but look at this curve of the river afterwards. It would make no sense to go through that far one.
In fact, the closer I get to it, the more I feel like I'm still being told I can go in either direction. See, because they very clearly say shoal water over there, do not enter. Right? So I'm not entering. I'm going between the two arrows. But that is an arrow.
Not clear. Oh, there's been some high water here.
Yeah, on the other side. I could have gone through either one.
Could have gone through either one.
So coming up ahead on our left is Ferry Hills Lock disused.
My question was going to be who's doing this lock.
Now the question's been answered.
Is it up or down? We're going up. I don't know. I can do it.
I'd say you do the lock, like I'll drive the lock, you go up. Just this time remember your keys.
All right. In the whole 7 or 8 years we've been on this boat, I've left them at a lock once and you've left them at a lock once. We're even.
Wait, we've done what once?
Left our keys at a lock once.
Wasn't that both you?
No! Don't try and rewrite history. Oh my God.
I seem to remember
I've
this
got
differently.
video evidence of you leaving them at the lock.
All right then.
It was. Do you remember where it was?
No.
It was on the River Lee.
I remember us going back.
Because I ran back and you drove the boat back.
I
Again.
don't remember being the one that left the keys.
Again. Play the video. Again, it was on one that we'd only gone a mile, thank goodness.
Yeah, we're 2 for 2 on leaving our keys and locks where the next lock is only a mile away.
And it's wide enough that we can turn around.
Yeah. So let's not try and go for
Third time unlucky.
third time unlucky or whatever. Oh, hello, big kettles. That is a big, beefy boy. Oh, that's a girl. Never mind. Sorry. Whitwood Wharf is on the left. I'm pretty sure that's the disused lock. That's the wharf. That's Ferry Hills Lock, that takes you up onto what is essentially a marina.
Altof's Cut.
Alpop's Cut Marina.
Moorings.
Lock 7 Ferry's Hill Lock. So it is a functioning lock, but only for the purposes of getting up on those moorings. We should have gone up on those moorings.
I don't think they'd have liked that very much.
I'd have liked it.
Yeah, I think we'd have probably had to have paid for mooring space.
Probably, yeah.
Seems a bit cheeky.
I just like seeing the ends of things.
I know you do. You also like pretending that it wasn't you that left the keys in the lock on the River Lee.
I still remember it differently. I have selective memory. Well, not really selective memory. I have...
Involuntary selective memory.
Yeah.
They seem to have built this bridge a bit straighter.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I'm talking... This brick bridge, which is not named Brick Bridge, I'm sure. Okay, I understand you've got to, when you're making a span and you've got to go from one place to another. It's just, why do you choose to go skew-whiff across a river?
You know, they could have just rerouted the river so that the railway...
That's my point. This is Bridge 7 Woodnook Viaduct. When you need to repair one of these things, do you get viaduct tape? Aqueduct tape? Viaduct tape? Remember, you're getting on the Calder and Hebel.
Right.
Prepare to take your hands quite.
Oh, bugger. Is that why you said I had to do it?
No.
I got my keys out thinking it was just going to be one of those lovely Aire and Calder. Are you sure you don't want to do it?
Are you going to stay on with George then?
Yeah, I'll stay on with George.
Okay.
You might want a windlass as well. Come on. Do you think it's safe for me to set off or not quite yet?
I'd wait until I can actually get the gate open.
Okay. Funny thing is, we've travelled probably 1, 2, 3, 4,
5-6 miles from Lemonroydent Block. We're probably 2 miles away. We've done this big U-shape.
Water level's just lit, so I'm opening the gate now.
Okay, on my way. There's a bit of a turn into this lock, so it should be interesting. Oh yeah, so it's not much of a turn into a lock. This is Woodnook Lock. Do you want to argue about why it's called Woodnook Lock?
All I know for certain is that it's not made out of wood, and it's not made out of a nook.
Concentration on my face.
I just want people to be consistent. Although I still want to know what a woodnook is.
Isn't it? I've got that. A woodchuck.
I know what a woodchuck is. Now it's like, how much wood would a woodchuck knock if a woodnook could knock wood? How do you knock a wood? What do you know? Does a woodchuck live in a woodnook?
Nook, not nuck.
Oh, nook. Ah. Well, that makes a little bit more sense. You'd have to be a woodchuck to live in a woodnook.
I'm not sure I'm getting the rope up there. Oh, apparently I am.
So that arm that went to the little wharf, there's a disused lock that used to come out up here as well.
Oh, so you used to be able to go like around this?
Yeah, there was 2 routes. But I don't know what the purpose. I assume industry.
Or just somebody not being able to make up their blasted mind.
I don't know.
I have a feeling there's probably like a story involving a breach or a meander or something. Or one
Well,
of them
this
was a cut and one of them was natural river, and then eventually.
Oh yeah, it probably was the river because it's really meandery here.
We're in reverse. We're in reverse. Oh, every lock's an adventure at the moment.
When I got here, the lock was in fault, and I mean, I got it back into working, but it made a noise like it was trying to grind that thing into a stump, and it was like repeatedly thumping and cracking and thumping. Seemed like it was maybe dangerous. Hi, we're on the Aire and Calder. So it's a powered lock, and when we got there, I was on the downstream.
I think it was quite a frustrating phone call.
Morning is the froggy. Morning is cold. I'm glad I only know just enough German to get into serious trouble. Unfair Life, the American, has a rocket launcher. Very useful. Bad video game. Bad translation of German.
What?
Another skew-F bridge.
That was a trough bridge there. And we're coming up to King's Road Lock. George makes a good little lock keeping assistant, doesn't he?
He does. Though, yeah, it's
Reluctant.
slightly reluctant, yeah.
I always think his ears make a good weather vane.
Yeah, I mean, you can't exactly tell which direction the wind is going in. It's kind of, especially when he gets a little bit of like static electricity type thing happening. You got fronds of George here going everywhere, but I think of his nose as the best weather vane.
It doesn't flap around in the wind.
He points it into the wind.
Yeah.
You can tell which direction the wind's coming from. He's like, big mouth open, facing straight towards the wind. Though he's never been one for sticking his head out the window in a car.
I'm not sure we've given him the opportunity with an open window.
I don't think I'd risk it.
No. Birkwood Lock. And they're still pretty big locks, although I think they're slightly smaller than on the main line of the Aire and Calder. So this is Stanley Ferry, where we decide to stop. It's quite a fascinating kind of little place because there's these 2 aqueducts and one's used for mooring, which we forgot about, and we were like, which way do we go?
Yeah, both times we've approached this, it's like you can't figure it out until you get there.
I'm not sure I'd like that mooring on an aqueduct. And this must be going over the River Aire. This
place always feels a bit strange, like both times we've gone here, because the the canal sort of bends, and then you're heading fairly south.
And this is a dead straight bit of canal. I think we've left the river Aire for good now. I think the next river's the Calder.
Yeah, and it is really straight, but then there's that's what makes the bridge so strange, just because you're kind of looking at the wrong one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're lined up for the wrong one.
Yeah, and so that's why you end up with that confusion both times. It's like you're looking straight down there going like, I think I'm pointed at the one that has all the boats in it, but then you get there and it's like, no, I gotta go across the other one.
But yeah, I think we spot this space, and it's been such a long day. We're like, let's stop now.
Let's just stop now.
But yeah, it was nice to be out in the sunshine. All right, let's hand back to Michael and Joe from the past.
We've arrived.
At a very windy Stanley Ferry.
Yep. Just before the Stanley Ferry swing bridge, which we decided not to swing and instead to
More up.
pull to the side and moor up in Stanley Ferry for the evening.
Was some debate about carrying on 2 more locks to Wakefield, but my
Who won the
preference.
debate?
Well, my preference was to stop here. If you'd pushed, I would have been like, fine, let's go. But you were like, fine, let's stay. So I was like, okay.
So we stay. Right here.
And then another long day tomorrow.
Yeah. Which could have been a shorter day if I'd argued.
But you didn't argue. You didn't push for it.
I didn't push for it.
And anyway,
So now we're going to have a longer day tomorrow. So that's fine. It's been a beautiful day in terms of the weather. The sights are nice.
and
The locks could be more cooperative.
being back on the Wakefield branch of the Aire and Calder, we thought we were on the Calder and Hebel for a second, which is why we grabbed the handsplit. But we're not. We're on the Wakefield branch, the Aire and Calder, and because we've only done this once, like a long, long time ago, feels
It's
like
all fairly unfamiliar.
yes, it's really nice because we don't really remember that, and we definitely didn't stop here last time. So
No. Cruised right through here and figured out which of the 2 bridges was the thing you cross. And we didn't figure that out this time.
no,
so
we
it
totally
confused
forgot.
me.
We're like, why is there a boat?
Why does the river bifurcate? And there's boats in the middle of the... Oh, wait, that can't be the path. Yeah.
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 That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to MEMENTO, maximum velocity and more.
We didn't actually record talking at the tiller today.
Because the locks were too close together.
But we'll try and get one done soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the channel you'd find that on. So, yeah. Enjoy. Hope you like. Hope my beard doesn't look too funny being blown halfway to one side and halfway to the other by the wind.
A bit blustery.
Alright, should we feed these swans?
So we already fed them. You want to
sure.
feed them some more?
Yeah, probably not. My arm's killing me.
Oops. Finished. You stop talking then.
Shutting up now. Bye-bye. See you. Adios. Try not to hit the obstacles. Obstacles.
Obstacles.
Obstacles. You make sense.
I was like, I want to ride my obstacle.
Oh, yeah, well, there is that too. We will bridge you. There's that contrail again.
I'm going to cut that out of the commentary.
Why?
Because of comments.
I didn't say chemtrail, I said contrail. It's a contrail.
Alright, I won't cut it out then. Put on your headband.
Ready, George?
There are other things I'm going to want, but underneath the ashes there's a coal that I've unearthed. Every time I count my blessings, I count you.